Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Litter Media Live special edition. I'm Mike Smith. Our interview today is brought to you by Kingston National Bank. We're going to be talking with representatives of the Zane FFA about the 47th annual sausage breakfast that's coming up on February 7th from 5 to 9. We'll talk with our guest and we'll introduce them here in just a moment after this from Kingston National Bank.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Welcome back to our special edition here on Litter Media Live. Our guest today from Zane FFA, we have Cameron Naumovski. In the middle, we have Mary Helber, and right next to me, Brooklynn Fisher-Riffle. Welcome. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How's it going?
Now, Cameron, you were here, I think you said, for a fair board?
Yeah, junior fair board. We were talking about the Ross County King and Queens contest.
Yeah, was that last year?
That was 2 years ago when we introduced the scholarships for it.
Yeah. Mary Helber's my contact person.
Yep.
On email to set these things up. And Brooklynn, I think I've seen you before, but I don't know that you've been on the radio
No,
on the
I
show.
have not been here before. I'm just the reporter, so you've seen me.
Oh, but I've seen your
Yep.
stories coming to us.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not just a reporter. You are the reporter. First of all, before we get into the sausage breakfast, let's talk about your years of experience with the FFA. First of all, Cameron?
So I've been FFA for 3 years now, and I've also been the student advisor for 2 years now as well.
Okay. Mary?
I have been in FFA for 2 years, and this is my first year, and I'm the treasurer.
I've been in FFA for 3 years, and this is my first year being an officer, and I'm the reporter.
Okay. So have you all already participated in a sausage breakfast in the past?
Yes, I have.
Same.
I
Yep.
have not.
You have not.
Nope.
So Brooklynn and Mary were talking before we went on the air, and I think Dan Ramey did a production video of the breakfast a few years back. This literally is almost like an overnight project for the workers. Mary, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, so the day of the sausage breakfast, our kitchen and leaders who work will come in at 2:30 in the morning and we'll start setting up. And then our servers will come in at 4, and then the sausage breakfast starts at 5.
Cameron, let's talk about the product, the sausage. Where does this originate? Where does it start?
So we get our pigs from the farm. We get them every year, and we get just the carcasses, and we have to cut them up into the individual cuts and then process them into sausage ourselves. We buy the pigs with funds that are donated to us from various members of our community. Recently, we got a large donation from the VFW, $2,500. Very nice of them. So when we get that pig carcass, we take it in and we have a cutting night where we cut the pig. And then the next morning, we take all those cuts and we put them into the grinders and we grind them into the sausage.
So I knew you did the sausage making, but I didn't know that you actually did the butchering too.
We don't do the butchering. We get the carcasses that we cut up, and then we use the smaller cuts in our sausage making.
Okay. How much sausage, Mary, do you prepare for?
Wow.
I mean, as far as people
We get
that'll be
8
eating.
pigs. I'm not sure how many people. We did record break in sales last year of how much we received. I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I know it's a lot, though.
Yeah. Now, for the breakfast itself, again, that runs 5 to 9 on February 7th. That, for patrons coming in to participate in the breakfast, that's a donation? What is
Yes.
that, Brooklynn? Can you tell me?
Yeah, it's a donation, and it's just whatever you can give to help support it and everything.
Yeah.
It's really great that it's just a donation.
Now, I know that the proceeds that come in, you guys donate that back out. Where's it going this year?
So this year it's going to Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus. It's going to the Junior Fair Board, and it is going to the Ohio FFA organization.
Okay, very good. And you do that every year. You donate those funds
Yes.
someplace, yeah. For someone that has never going through this experience of making sausage, what's that like?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but we make it into like a lesson. So we do it in the classrooms so that all of the members get to participate in the sausage breakfast and in the making of what we're doing.
Right.
Because it's typically not freshmen that work it, so that way they have the experience to do it in future years.
Yeah. So they're watching and learning in that regard. I know if you're up that late at night working, I'm sure it gets kind of goofy at times, because you're tired. Any funny stories from the past years, Cameron or Mary, that you can relate to us on the air?
Well, last year, as we were talking about earlier, we went to IHOP at midnight, and that was definitely something. I can't say too much. But
Did you have sausage at IHOP?
No, we did not. I just got a little Cinestack. It hit the spot.
Yeah.
But on the way back, one of our friends, Josh Young, he ran into a little bit of trouble, but
It's all right.
Happens to
We're
the
all
best of
good.
us.
He didn't go to jail or anything.
No.
Not that kind of trouble, yeah. This seems to be something that builds a lot of camaraderie among yourselves. Yeah. Any concerns that you have? I mean, this is not easy work. When you're putting meat in a grinder to make sausage, you got to be careful, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of preparation and everything.
And Miss J basically takes up the month of January to teach us everything that we need to know just for that morning.
And you're talking about Jennifer,
Yes.
your teacher. Yeah. Now, of course, when you're grinding the sausage, that goes into casing. Now, I wish we had maybe Dan can put a link on this from what he did this before. I can't remember if they showed did you show the casings, the sausage going into the casings when you did that report years ago? Dan Ramey just walked in. Okay. I was thinking maybe it was just discussion about that in the past that you did that. But talk about how that process works when that sausage comes out, where it's going into the casing.
So we get a really long set of casing, like really long, like several yards, and we have to put that casing around the end of the grinder, and then we slowly load the cuts of meat into the grinder. And as it grinds out, we have to guide the casing of the sausage out, and it goes, like I said, for several yards. So we have like casings of sausage reaching halfway across the room. So
wow.
Yeah.
very
And then
impressive.
you cut each length off from there. How long is a casing that you finalize what you cut?
Maybe about like 6 inches.
6 inches, okay.
Yeah.
And then so when that is cooked and served, it's still in the casing, just
Yeah.
like any other
Of course.
sausage
Yeah.
you'd get.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of times when we're eating in a restaurant or eating the sausage at home, we don't realize what goes into the backstory, but
Yeah.
you guys know firsthand, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What would you want maybe students in other schools or maybe even in your own school who've never experienced this? We'll start with you, Brooklyn. What would you want your fellow students out there throughout the area to know about participating in FFA in a project like this?
It's really cool because you really get to experience and see what it's like to have things go from farm to table. And that's something that's really big. And I love that we get to do that as a school, but also other schools do it too. So it just really puts it for you.
Yeah. Mary?
I definitely agree with Brooklyn. It's a great opportunity for high school students to learn what comes from the farm and why we have so many and why they're so important to our lives and everything.
So I think it's great for all the FFA members and even those who aren't in FFA just to see what the community can do, because our sausage breakfast comes entirely from the community. The funds that we donate at the end of it, the pigs, we buy those entirely with funds that are donated from other organizations or other members.
How many of you, if any, live on a farm?
So I raised a herd of goats. I've slowly been downsizing the years because I'm about to graduate and go to college. But at my peak, I raised probably about 20 does and had maybe 30 kids each year.
Yeah. So this is something that maybe, well, first of all, that you've not experienced in your personal or home life, and possibly you might not do as a career. Is that, or some of you thinking about an ag career in some way?
I'm looking to get a golf scholarship and go into pre-medical school. So I'm not exactly looking to go into ag-related career, but I definitely love everything that I've done in FFA so far and just how involved we're in the community and what I've learned over the years. I don't know if I would consider me living on a farm, but
doctors sometimes do buy farms.
Yeah, I have 4 horses, and then I have my own. Me and my sister have our own breeding rabbit business. So we breed rabbits and we sell them to 4-Hers in the local community to sell at the show at the Ross County Fair.
I guess wrapping up, one of the questions for each of you, we'll start with Brooklyn. How has your FFA experience, and you're in what grade?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior, so you get another year of high school.
Yep.
How has this educational experience in FFA, how do you think this might help you in your adult life, whether a career or at home?
You learn a lot of experience, like being out. Like if I was in another program, I would not get like the kind of life experiences that I need to push myself more. I have definitely pushed myself a lot with being in this chapter and learning all kinds of new things and teaching new things. And it's just really been helpful to get myself out there and to know like, oh, this could help me in the future.
Yeah. Mary?
One thing I've learned a lot is public speaking, leadership, and just how to organize and run events. I was one of the chairs for fruit sale too, so I learned how to run that and what all goes into the fruit sale. But then this will help me a lot when I get older and need to use it in college or use it in my career.
Cameron?
So I agree with Mary. One of the things that is heavily emphasized in FFA is the leadership roles. I've learned a lot about being a leader while I've been in FFA. I've been the student advisor for 2 years, and you really learn a lot about how to problem solve, how to work with other people, and how to lead them effectively.
Were you all 3 in the session when I came out and spoke late last summer?
Yes.
Yeah. You
all
might
of
have
us
been
are
asleep.
officers. Yeah.
Actually, I think it was early afternoon, so you shouldn't have been
Yeah.
sleeping.
I remember that.
But you guys were very attentive. You put up with an old man, and I appreciate that.
You put up with us. I think that's the biggest part.
No, they behaved themselves very well, better than I probably were behaving at that age when I was in high school. Again, from the Zane Trace FFA, we're talking with Cameron Naumovski, Mary Helber, and also Brooklyn Fisher-Riffle. The 47th annual sausage breakfast, that's coming up February 7th. That's at the Zane Trace Cafeteria.
Yes.
5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Again, if you're wanting to come in and enjoy the breakfast, it is a donation.
Yep.
So you want to give $1 or $500, they'll take it.
Yeah, we will.
And all the proceeds, again, going to Nationwide Children's Hospital. And what was the other?
Ross County Junior Fair Board and the Ohio FFA organization.
Very good. Guys, we appreciate your coming in. I know you were off school today.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you're sacrificing to have to come in and do this, and we appreciate that.
We're happy
have
to
a good
be
turnout.
here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll have a good turnout. Again, Zane Trace FFA Sausage Breakfast, February 7th from 5 to 9. Our interview today brought to you by Kingston National Bank. I'm Mike Smith.